Hello, and welcome to Success Stories with Key, where you get a chance to see success through the eyes of someone who is achieving success. What is success? Success means different things to different people. I'm interested in hearing from these people and finding out about their achievements, their challenges, and their keys to success. This week, I have the honour of speaking with Jamie Albanis. Jamie has degrees in mechanical engineering with honours and finance from Swinburne University of Technology. He is currently utilising his experience and knowledge to help clients reach their life and financial goals as the business owner and director of Otis Private Wealth. Welcome, Jamie.
Thank you. Thanks for having me, Key.
So, Jamie, tell me more about yourself. Who is the real Jamie?
Who is the real Jamie? I guess that depends on what side of the bed I get up on in the morning. But no, I've married with two kids. As you mentioned, I have a financial planning business, which I've had for the last 4 or so years. Outside work, I like to keep active. Played competitive sports since I was a junior, athletics, football. I now coach my son's football team, which something I really love doing, and more recently got into Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, which is something I've really enjoyed doing over the last couple of years as well.
So it sounds like you've had quite a varied background and history. So what are some of your proudest achievements?
I have had a few different career changes. I think one of the proudest professional achievements that I've had would have been when I opened up Otis Private Wealth. Coming from an engineering background, I spent best part of a decade working on oil and gas rigs around Asia Pacific, and there was an opportunity to come to sort of move my career across from engineering into finance, and then through that progression I had the opportunity to start a business, and I took it with two hands and ran with it. So I think taking that plunge was scary, but also a great challenge and something I'm really proud of doing.
So, Jamie, can you tell me a little bit more about what you do with Otis Private Wealth?
What I like to do with my clients, Key, is firstly understand what's really behind the reason they've reached out to a financial advisor. We like to sit down and really unpack what values are, what their core values are. We do that through a few sort of online surveys and a few online meetings. And then from there, what we can do is work out what's really important to them and then structure a tailored financial plan to help them achieve their goals. And we review that on an ongoing basis to make sure that we're staying on track and they're staying on track. And as their circumstances change, we're able to adapt and make changes to that plan for them and keep them on track to achieving their retirement and financial goals, whatever they might be.
Okay, so I'm interested in finding out how you changed from oil and gas into finance. How did that transition come about?
Yeah, definitely not a linear transformation there. I did engineering at school, got a job in oil and gas out of once I graduated. I moved across to Perth, worked in oil and gas mainly in WA, and then did some stints in Southeast Asia and New Zealand. Got married, started having kids. We moved back to Melbourne. And then sort of after a little while, having a kid or two kids at the time and sort of traveling around the world for 3 or 4 weeks was really hard on my wife and my family unit. Decided to sort of give the fly in, fly out lifestyle a miss, and found my way into finance. It was something I kind of fell into rather easily. Financial advice or finance is the industry likes different thinkers. So coming from an engineering background, it's very much problem solving, and financial advice is very much like that. So it was a different transition for me, but something that I fell into and really enjoyed since I've been doing it.
So I'm assuming that with all these transitions that you've had, you've come across some challenges. Can you share some of these experiences that you've had with these challenges or failures?
One of the biggest challenges, obviously, coming from an engineering background into finance. Engineering, you don't really deal with people on a day-to-day basis. It's very much numbers and spreadsheets. Whereas when you working in financial advice, you're sitting in front of a client, so really getting to that interpersonal skills and relating to people. I've always sort of been very open and easy to get along with, but sort of doing that from a financial advisor client relationship, it was something that was really challenging with me, for me. But sort of once you've done it a few times, I think I'm able to build that rapport with clients relatively quickly and earn their trust. And I've been working with some of my clients for nearly 10 years now, which has been great.
So you mentioned that one of the challenges is client relationships. So are there any specific examples that you can provide, or are there any tips or advice that you can give to our audience to handle these challenges?
The biggest challenge is gaining belief or building that belief that you're going to help a client meet their financial goals. Now, that those financial goals can be very different from client to client, but making sure that you're genuine and you show that you're trustworthy and have the client's best interest at heart. That's been something that's been really key to me, and digging deeper than just why do they need the money. It's more digging into what's really important to them, what their values are, and what they really find important in life, and helping them achieve that. You know, people might say they want to go on a holiday, they need $10,000 to do that, but why do they really want to go on the holidays? You know, they want to spend more time with their family or take a break from work. So we might not be able to get $10,000 to go on that holiday, but we'll be able to implement something that might get them close to that, where they do have the opportunity to spend time with their family and relax and unwind from the stresses of their daily work life.
Are there any other challenges or failures that you'd like to talk about?
Running your own business, coming from an employee background, it's been my first foray into running a business. So the challenges of I started a financial planning business at the best time ever, post Royal Commission, just before COVID, lockdowns. So trying to build rapport and build new client bases when we couldn't even leave our own home, that was really challenging. So something that it's been I've been dumped in the deep end, I guess, from the first moment I opened up the doors of Otis Private Wealth, and been trying to sort of keep my head above water, which 4 years on, I'm starting to see the fruits of all that hard work over the last sort of 4 years.
Fantastic. So on that note, let's move on to success. How do you define success?
Yeah, that's a great question. Okay, I don't necessarily consider myself successful. I've had a lot of successes on the way. Graduating university, starting my own business, building up a client base. So I've had a lot of successes and a lot more that I wanted to achieve. But I guess for me, what really defines success is being able to give back to people. I've been very fortunate to learn a lot, experience a lot in life through my different stages of my work career, and now I have the ability to help people live out their goals and dreams through financial advice. So what I sit down to clients and I explain to them that the success of me as a financial advisor is, I call it the pillow test. So if they go to sleep at night not stressing about their finances or not worried about it, or even if they do, they know they can give me a call in the morning. Might not be able to solve it there and then, but we'll be able to sort of put in a plan that they can implement over the course of time, which will sort of relieve that stress. So I think for me, from a financial planner point of view, the success is when clients can go to bed at night not stressing about their finances. For me personally, it's being able to sort of the joy that I get out of doing that, but also being able to do that with my own family and not stress about my personal finances.
That's a great answer. Thank you. I love how you've got the personal and professional mixed in there. That's awesome. So what are some of the things that you've done that have made you successful?
I guess what I attribute my success to would be I'm quite resilient. As much as I don't like change, I've had a lot of things change in my life where I've just had to adapt to that. So I guess that adaptability and resilience, it probably comes down to a lot of the competitive sport that I've done over my lifetime. sometimes I've not been up to scratch, and coaches or teams, or you get left out of teams for not being a good enough player, and that's sort of driven me to sort of want to succeed, to get better. Same in my professional career. You go for job interviews and you might not get that job. You try and find out why it was that you didn't get it, and then try and go back and improve yourself to make sure that next time you've got that opportunity, you're prepared for it and able to succeed the next time. So I think that willingness, that determination, that resilience to sort of keep bouncing back is something that I think has really held me in good stead, both in my professional career and sporting career, personal career as well.
Why do you think that resilience or adaptability is important?
I think it gives me confidence in my ability, gives me the confidence to take on new challenges. Starting a new business is a big challenge, and I guess there's always fear of failure. But knowing that I've had failure before in different various forms, I've been able to get through it and sort of grind and come out with the result that I want. And Otis is something that's taken 4 years to get to where it is, and it's starting to really grow now. And if it was easy, it probably wouldn't have been as rewarding to get to this point.
So I'm going to play back to you what I understand as being your keys to success. Number one is that I think it's important to have a keen understanding of your customer needs. So understanding what's important to them, and therefore being able to build something for them or provide a solution for them. And number two, you've talked about resilience and adaptability. And I've got subpoints to that, which talks about the self-assessment and continual improvement that you've needed to do that relates to adaptability. And there's also the confidence that comes with the resilience as well, and your ability to overcome the fear of failure. So we've got two main ones with subpoints. Is that a good encapsulation?
Yeah, I think so.
So the wrap-up question is, what advice would you give to your younger self?
Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid to take on a challenge. Don't be afraid to put your ideas forward, and don't be afraid to fail. Failure is part of life. It's a lesson that you can learn from, and provided you've got the capacity to get up and keep going, it's never going to be a failure in the end. It's always going to just be a learning experience that you'll improve and get better from.
Thank you, Jamie. I really appreciate you taking the time to share with us your story and your journey to success.
No, awesome, Keith. Thank you very much.
So if you found this useful, please like, subscribe, and share this with your friends. Follow Key to Success so you can benefit from my learnings as I undertake my own journey to success.